So now we'll start with the ingredients for your salad dressing, your Greek salad dressing. So the first thing is your olive oil. You do half a cup of olive oil, but then as I said before, it depends on the number of people you're preparing your salad for. This is only for about 1 or 2 people maximum. It's kidogo, it's not too much. So usually I would do half a cup or half a glass of olive oil. So I'll just pour it in, just make sure it's half. I know it's a lot of oil, right? But then actually this is your dressing base. Yeah, so I'm not going to do half, but just a little. Half of your olive oil, put it back there. Then I crushed 2 garlic cloves, not of the same size. One is bigger. Usually you should use just one, especially if you're making salad dressing for 1 to 2 people. 1 clove is enough. I just did 1.5 because sometimes I like the taste of garlic in my salad. So be careful just not to do too much of it. So you put that in here, your clove of garlic, and then I have a lemon. This one, I like my salad dressing tasting a bit more tangy. Not too much, but a bit of tangy. So if you just would like the regular tanginess in your dressing, just do 1 teaspoon. If you'd like more, then you can increase, but also do not overdo it. Yeah, so we're just going to do 1 tablespoon of your lemon. Some seeds that fell in there, I'm just gonna take them out. Yay, that's a full one. And you need to take out the seeds. Seeds need to go out. I like to have more lemon, more taste of lemon in my, like it tastes really nice. Oops, there's more seeds in there. I'm just gonna take them out eventually. I feel like lemon is one of the ingredients that just makes your dressing taste really, really nice. So I like to have a bit of that. As I said, you don't really have to put olives in your dressing, but I do. I like. So you need to just balance them out. Those 2 things I said you could put in your dressing and on the salad itself is your feta cheese and your olives. So usually in the regular recipes, you'll not have them say that you need to put feta cheese or olives in your dressing, but I like to, because I think I tried it 2-3 times and I really like the taste. So don't put too much. I just do 2. Just cut them up. You can also put them whole, because anyways you're going to be blending your solution. I'm gonna eat this. And then feta cheese, don't also put too much. I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3. It's also really salty, so that's why I was saying sometimes salt might not be so necessary. If you can avoid it, you can do without, because feta cheese already and your olives are salty as it is, so you don't really need to add salt. Then you will do your oregano. Yeah, not too much, at least half. I like the taste of oregano. Sometimes you know how to put it and just be able to tell that's half, yeah? So I'm just gonna do that. Unapima na macho. They say unapima na macho. So just put a bit of that in there. So that's about half. It tastes really nice. Sometimes I even do just a bit more, yeah? I don't overdo it also. So that's done. Then I said pepper. You can use either or just combine both of them. Like, don't be too hard on yourself. Just free flow. Yeah? Okay, so I'm just gonna put this on the side because I'm done with it. So we're now left with vinegar, Dijon mustard, pepper, and then we're going to just crush our salad or blend it. So here usually I do very little. I wouldn't say it's half a teaspoon. I just put depending on, because I also do not want it to be too spicy, yeah? So I say maybe you can do, if it has this holes, not this other big one. If you do 3 throws of this, you're going to be messed up, like you wouldn't even be able to eat it. So, but if you like your spicy, then you can add accordingly. So I'll do 3 throws of this. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. That's what I call three throws, yeah? If I do that, then sometimes I like the taste of the regular chili powder, so I'll also just do probably a throw so that it doesn't get too spicy. I think I've done like 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. What I like about this is just feel free, don't limit yourself. If you'd like it more spicy, then you can add accordingly. I feel like I've done very little of the red. I hope it doesn't get too spicy, but I don't mind spicy as long as it's also not too much. Okay, so we're done with that. Wine. Throw this over here. Dijon mustard, I told you about this. This is one of the key ingredients for your salad dressing. Like, you really do need it, yeah? You can do without salt, you can do without pepper, but the mustard, you shouldn't. So this, I'm going to do half. So depending, if you're doing for 1 or 2 people, you can do half. Don't do too much, yeah? Half is enough, more than enough. I'm adding a little more. You know how it is. Okay, so then, so now we're left with 2 things. I'll show you how this looks. Yeah? I don't know if that's clear. Yeah, but that's how it looks. So we're left with 2 things, or 1 thing, which is your vinegar. And I told you earlier that you probably, if you'd like to, you should feel free. Don't limit yourself too much. So for the vinegar, I do 3 tablespoons usually. But sometimes if you have wine, red wine, you can throw it in the works. It's not necessary, but if you have it, then you can do that. So I have some red wine here. Comtois Merlot. So you can do 3 tablespoons. So what I like to do is, because I wouldn't want it to be too much, sometimes I'll do 1.5 tablespoons of my vinegar, and then I'll do either 2 or 3 of my wine. It adds on to the rich taste of your salad. So if you have your red wine, regardless whether it's sweet or dry, then you'll be able to balance it out with your vinegar. You could mix them both together. If you do not have your wine, you can do the plain vinegar. If you do not have this grape vinegar, you can also use the regular apple cider vinegar. Like, feel free. I wouldn't say like if you don't have this particular kind of vinegar then it won't work. Like you need to just be a bit more creative. So when I decided to try my recipe first, I did it with it, and then I skipped the wine, and then in the second trial I actually incorporated both and I liked the taste. So I'm going to do 3 teaspoons of this. Teaspoons, tablespoons, there's a difference. So this is a tablespoon, the other one is a teaspoon. So I'm going to do 3 of this. That's 1, 2, 3. Don't put too much. There are people who say, actually a lot of people say vinegar stinks, has a very bad smell. I put it in water to drink sometimes when I wake up in the morning or in the evening, yeah. But every time I wake up, I try to put a bit in my, just a drop in my water. I feel like it cleanses my body, but it's not for everyone. It's also not very good when you do it too much. When you overdo it, then it tends to damage your teeth. So you need to be careful. So I've already done 3 of vinegar. Then I'm going to take my wine. Hii tena unapima na macho. Ideally, I wouldn't tell you to do just a little because it's not sweet. Okay, I think that's more than enough. I've done 3. I'm assuming those are just about another 3. Yeah. So then you're going to put that in your bottle. I have my bottle right here. So now it's time to blend, and I'm going to put all those ingredients in this bottle, and then we're going to blend salad dressing. Yeah, our ingredients to be able to come up with our Greek salad dressing. Pretty easy. I feel like because I'm shooting the video, then it's taking a bit longer. But usually when I'm not shooting, because I'm like doing an instructional, by now I'd be done and done eating as well, done having my salad. So yeah, it feels like it takes a bit longer than usual. So those are the ingredients I just described to you, and then you take your olive oil and then put it in the mix. So as you can see, it's not too much, it's very little. We'll use it probably in one go or twice. So if you make salad also the next day, you can put it in the fridge. As soon as you're done blending, you can have it for, sometimes I have it even for up to 5 days and it's okay to go. Yeah. So I like to make it as I use, so that you don't have to store it in the fridge for too long. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes when I feel like my oil is a little too much, then I might either decide to add some vinegar or some wine. Most chances or most times I put more wine. You could decide to just throw in a bit of your feta cheese for taste. So guys, I have a few tips and tricks for you to be able to make your salad dressing extra yummy. So one of the things is, if you find that your dressing is a bit too tangy or too acidic, you could just put just a little honey, probably half a teaspoon or less, 3/4, or a pinch of sugar to just mellow out the acidity. Sometimes, because of you, as you've seen, I've put red wine and I said it's medium, so that means it's not too sweet. It's a Merlot, and then I've put a bit of grape vinegar. There's garlic and there's all that. So sometimes you feel like it's a bit too acidic. So in that case, you can just sweeten it a little. Yeah. So that's trick number 1. The other trick with your salad or your Greek salad dressing is, if with your garlic, if you do not want to use the fresh garlic, because some people say the garlic has has a very strong taste, the fresh one. You can also substitute with the powder garlic. Yeah, so you do not really have to crush the fresh garlic. I prefer the fresh garlic for some reason, so you can always substitute. And same thing for the oregano. The secret is, if you're going to use your oregano, the powdered one or the crushed oregano, like this is crushed, if you decide to use fresh oregano, then you need to double the portion. Don't do the same quantity as you would with the powdered one. Yeah, so if, for example, I did 1 teaspoon of my oregano, and next time I decide to try the fresh oregano, then just make sure that you do a full, like 1 whole teaspoon, tablespoon, I mean, not teaspoon. So if you use 1 teaspoon of oregano, when you use the fresh one, you double. So you just increase, yeah, for taste. Because the powdered one tends to have a bit more taste compared to that other one. Yeah, so once you do all that, you find out that your dressing is going to be more tasty. There are people who prefer to make the dressing more tastier or more heavier, thicker. They use yogurt. If you use yogurt, just use 3 teaspoons. Don't use too much. But then in that case, then you have to use some salt. Yeah? So I have yogurt. So you could always add yogurt additional, not substitute it with anything else. When I make it like this, it's just going to be as it is now. Yeah? Not too thick. But if you want yours to be thicker, then you just put 3 teaspoons. But then again, sorry, I don't know why I'm mistaking teaspoons and tablespoons, but I hope you get it. I mean 3 tablespoons of yogurt will make your dressing a bit more thicker. Yeah? So whichever yogurt you use, as long as it's plain yogurt, whether it's low fat or full fat, whichever you prefer. But usually it makes your salad dressing thicker, heavier. Yeah, I like mine not too heavy, but then yeah, it's up to you. Whatever you'd like to do with your dressing, entirely up to you. Which also adds to the beauty of making your homemade dressing right from the comfort of home. Yeah, so that's done. I'd like to blend this, and then we're just going to finish. And yeah, so just use some of those tips and tricks to be able to just tailor your dressing accordingly and be able to enjoy your salad. Because sometimes I feel like I spoke to one of my friends, and she was like, she feels like she used too much garlic. She feels she put too much wine. And when you put too much wine, definitely by the time you're done doing your salad. And then one of the other things I'd like to mention is I'm not someone who's so big on meat, on meat particularly, whether it's red or white. I'm not so big on meat, so sometimes I'll have meat today and I'd like to skip a few other days before I have it. So usually I either use a fried egg or I will use a boiled egg. You could use other things to substitute protein, but I know a lot of us love meat. If you don't, like me, then you can also use beans to substitute, at least so that you also have a protein as a base for your salad. You can't just have the leaves and the veggies and whatever, and okay, voila, your food is ready. Yeah, it's also important to incorporate a bit of some protein, which could also come in form of beans. There are people who like to use njahe, there are people who like to use the green peas, there are people who would like to just probably boil a bit of chicken breast or something. Yeah, but just balance out your salad in a way that you're not losing out on any of the nutrients. Yeah? So there we have it. So the tiny bits you can see through your bottle are your oregano and your olives, the ones that I put through the bottle. And as you can see, it's not too much, it's only up to here, which is enough for 1 or 2 eats. So once we're done, anytime you need to make more, then you can blend just for freshness. Otherwise you can have it in the fridge for 2 to 3 days. there we have it. I just had to try this.